This is a short video about controlling bamboo and why you shouldn't plant it. It can be a nightmare for your neighbors. This is some of my giant bamboo I grow in South Jersey. What you're looking at is actually smaller stuff. I have stuff that's bigger than that in diameter. Grows to 100 feet tall. It's really nice in the wintertime, stays green all the time, and but it can be a nightmare in the springtime when it starts throwing up shoots all around the perimeter of your bamboo, where in other words where it's growing, even with a barrier. At the base of the bamboo on your left as you're looking at it, I have a barrier that runs 2 to 3 feet down. It's a stiff plastic roll that you can buy, and it does work somewhat, but eventually the bamboo is going to find its way underneath and then run all over your lawn or into your neighbor's area. So that's when coming up is a video of the bamboo growing between my bamboo on the left and my neighbor's fence on the right. As you can see, this is a distant shot. In this video, I show you how you can just kick them over and they'll snap like asparagus as they're coming up through the ground in the springtime. They'll snap, and that's the end of them. They will regrow, but they'll never be as big as they originally were. So you'll have to do this about 3 times, maybe 4. The last time you do them, they'll be more stringy, like a straw, and they won't snap. You'll need loppers to reach down as close to the ground so you don't have all these stubbles, hard stubbles on the ground, so you can at least walk on them. I also, if they persist, which they probably will, you'll get a little bush of bamboo leaves popping out of the ground. I spray those with Roundup, and that's to keep them from invading my neighbor's nice yard. I only planted this bamboo because the area on my left is was kind of a bad fill that they did before we bought the property, and it had concrete and rocks and that kind of stuff on it, so it wasn't usable. So I decided to plant this bamboo, and it looks beautiful. It really does. It stays nice and green and so forth in the winter time. But the problem is every season you have a lot of stuff that dies in there, and you have to go in and cut that dead bamboo out, otherwise it starts looking ugly. You have a mix of dead bamboo and freshly green stuff. So it is a lot of work. Not only do you have to cut them, you have to pull them out of there, and a lot of times they're tangled and intertwined with each other, so it's a lot of work pulling out those big, especially the giant ones out that are 80 to 100 feet tall at times. And you just can't cut them with that easily. They're really hard. You almost need a hacksaw or a reciprocating saw, battery operated, whatever, but they don't last that long. You're lucky to get 2 of these bamboos before the battery dies down. So here I am kicking them over, and that's all you have to do. And then on this next image here, I show you some bamboo of what it looks like and after a while. This was the beginning scene, and coming up here you can see the bamboo where it's might be hard to see, but you could see the sprigs coming up of bamboo that you have to get in there and use a scissors or loppers to get real close to the ground when you're cutting these. And these I also spray when they try coming up again. Next I show some of the arrow bamboo, as it's sometimes referred to. It's much thinner stuff. It only grows about 12 feet tall. But take a look at the ground here. Those are little shoots shooting up all over the place on the ground. And they can be a nightmare because they grow and take over everything. Here they are against the tree trunk. And in the middle, I mowed that. And as you can see, it still doesn't stop. What I do with bamboo like that is I'll hit it with Roundup a couple of times and that should kill it. But it is persistent. Here it is. Normally the bunch of arrow bamboo is on the left, and as you can see I got a runner. This in the area in between I mowed it, but it's still persistent. Here you can see some giant bamboo on your right, and on your left, in the far left near the tree, is the arrow bamboo. And as you can see, I try to keep a clear path between it and that tree so it doesn't invade the tree, so we can walk by there. Behind the large bamboo is the pond that we have. Next is some large bamboo, giants, and mixed other smaller stuff that grow. It looks nice when you keep it clean and get rid of the old stuff. And back there you can see some I've already cut and they're just laying down on the tractor. See the barrier at the bottom? That's a plastic barrier, but they still manage to get under that. Here is what they look like with a mix of yellow bamboo in there, and at the base you can see the little stuff. After I cut the big stuff, they keep pumping up, so you end up with a bushy looking bottom around the perimeter. Okay, now you can clean that up, but this is a path I try to keep clear next to my garage, and it has a barrier at the bottom, but I still get an occasional bamboo that gets under there and causes havoc, and I have to keep cutting it back, and trimming it. Visit us at LarryandJane.com for more interesting stuff. Here's my latest book, Presidential Treason of Three Stooges. Check it out. Thank you.